Hey guys, what's going on? Splatterman117 here, back with another review for Sam Raimi's The Evil Dead. But anyways, in this movie it stars Bruce Campbell's Ash, Ashley J. Williams. But anyways, it starts off like they're just going down the road to find their way to a cabin, like getaway with there's three girls and two dudes, and they're gonna have a good time. It's like a 80s rom com, in my opinion. To me, that's what it feels like. And then it kind of like goes into like horror, but like that doesn't happen until they find the Book of the Dead, and then they find the 410 and some shells down there in the basement, like with the book or whatever. So I always thought that was pretty interesting. And then they find an old tape recorder and they start playing it, and some weird, creepy shit starts going on. And then the window breaks, and then I think it's Shelly. Yeah, Shelly. She wants to go home because she doesn't really think that it's really good that they started playing the tape back for like the Necronomicon Ex Mortis. That's what it's called, anyways. The Book of the Dead. And they can't go home because the bridge is out. So, and I thought it was pretty cool how the bridge was folded up in the movie. But anyways, then they get back to the cabin, and there's some crazy shit going on. And like they're sitting there and like they're playing cards, and all of a sudden this she starts knowing like what card is like what in the movie, in my opinion. And I always thought that was pretty interesting. And then it turns into a straight up horror movie, and I always thought it was good. And I like the practical effects. It's not really Bruce Campbell's fault, but Ash really wasn't like that tough. He's like thrown into like a bookshelf, and it collapses on him, and he's like getting his ass kicked. And the one guy's like what his best friend, or his friend anyways, like he starts kicking some ass though, with like shit going on in the cabin. It just goes all to hell. And then it turns into like slapstick comedy. Like I think it's Ash's girlfriend or his sister starts going like fucking batshit crazy, and he's just like and like smacking the shit out of her. And I'm like, God damn, like what the hell's going on? And then like he goes out there to bury her, and like fucking she jumps like fucking 50 feet in the air, and it just goes with the shovel and just like chops her head clean off though. And I always thought that was pretty good. And I do like the stop motion animation, when everything starts falling apart, when Ash throws the Book of the Dead into the fire. And I always thought that part was pretty cool, and because I respect the 80s practical effects and stuff like that. But then like Ash just starts getting like cut up, and like shit just goes fucking crazy, and like all of a sudden like everything falls down, and then it goes stop motion animation and on you, and these like cockroaches start like coming out of like the dead body or something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it was still cool at the same time. And then like the amount of blood in this movie is pretty crazy. Like the pipe burst open, just like hits him right in the face though, and that happens though. And basically he just sits there and fucking like stabs him with the neck, or not the Necronomicon, the Kandarian dagger. Um, I thought that was pretty cool. When they get stabbed and then the blood comes out of the end. And then the ending, when the camera goes into him and he shouts, and then they cut to the end of the movie. That was pretty cool. personally, I give this movie a 7.5 out of 10 because it's like a comedy horror movie, like unintentionally comedic. But anyways, that's my opinion. Hey, you guys have a good night.